guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, since it's midweek, you've probably all guessed, we are back with another episode of The Good, The Scrap and The Script. And today we are looking at a weapon that I was looking at in my last video, as is usually the case. There is a backlog of stuff that I could go into, but I'll save them for later, I think, because this one is something I've been wanting to test out for a while, or at least the type of weapon, and that would be something I like to call Thomas the Spank Engine. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe for more content from me in the future. But yeah, choo choo motherfucker. Gary. So let's go into the weapon. It is a anti-armour, plus 33% VATS hit chance, 15% faster reload speed railway rifle. Now, with the upgrades I've gotten here, I have the automatic piston receiver to turn it into an automatic rifle. Then you've got your long barrel and your recoil compensating stock. Now, I didn't have a lot of upgrades on this weapon, on the character that I did upgrade it on, so I'm kind of making the best of what I've got. But at the same time, what I've got on is doing the damage that I need it. I could also have put on a prime receiver. There is that, but I felt like there was no real need for it personally. I definitely think I'm going to get more out of it with just your basic automatic piston receiver due to how I intend to use it. And obviously because of that VATS hit chance, that's what it's going to be doing. It's going to be a VATS weapon. And if you've used a railway rifle before, and if you look at the damage on the screen, they don't exactly, do a love tap. They are incredibly high damaging weapons normally, and I absolutely love the thing. I love the noises it makes. Everything about railway rifles are just so satisfying. Unfortunately, unlike in previous games, you don't get the satisfaction of VATS slow motion nailing someone's head to a wall, but we have to all make compromises. So let's go into the weapons, advantages, disadvantages and all that kind of thing. In general, it's basically quite a heavy weapon, so there is that kind of problem, but being a rifle means that it's relatively easy to use. It has incredible accuracy, so for using it in VATS it is absolutely perfect. On top of that, it also has great range. The ammo, which is unique to itself, means that you are going to have to craft it specifically, but because it requires only steel to make, it's a really good ammo type in general. It's just very cheap, very conservative to use. I mean, it's literally just some steel and you're good to go. Then when you add it in the fact that I'm using it in VATS, it doesn't use up a lot per shot. And as you're seeing in this case, I'm not sneaking, I'm not doing anything. I'm killing these scorched in one hit. Granted, these guys aren't max level, but at the same time, there's plenty of places where you're going to be up against enemies that aren't max level. So you are just, well, in this case, I'm just annihilating these guys with minimal effort. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of enemies that will take significantly less damage in comparison to these little grot bags, but it's not every enemy that's gonna tank your hits like a god either, especially in the damage testing. I'm fairly certain you'll see that some of the bigger enemies, while taking more shots than some of the previous weapons we've been using, they're not going to be able to tank their way out of fighting me. And as you're seeing on, oh Jesus Christ, as you're seeing on screen, these flamer mutant things, I don't even know, what do you call them? Abominations? What are they called? Floaters. I remember the name of them there. The floaters aren't doing much better in comparison, so anything fleshy is gonna go down relatively quickly. I suspect Mirelurks are going to tank them like a bugger, But there's not a lot you can do about that. Mirelurks are naturally tanky in comparison, but if you hit them in their soft spots, they are going to go down, and that's the advantage of this weapon. It is going to be able to hit the enemy's soft spots, and it is going to be able to deal some pretty decent damage to things that typically tank more hits than you'd expect. And yeah, Rad Scorpions just going down like absolute bitches. Oh, you teleported. Didn't even dig into the ground. So yeah, you're seeing a little bit of variation in what I'm killing here, and with the perks that I'm using, it's definitely a fun weapon to use. It goes through ammo quite fast, but yeah, I'm not unhappy about it. The ammo is, as I said before, pretty damn easy to make, so I don't really need to worry. And we've got an entire group of these things here, so let's see what happens when I just lay into them. So you're seeing they're all dying pretty quickly, and so much so that they're all running away. Yao Guais, yeah, not max level, but they're dying as well. And because, again, the perks I've got on, things are not going to be able to escape me very quickly. Oh, they all just respawned. And we just mow them down. Yeah, fun weapon. Very fun weapon. Choo choo. So we'll start off this part by explaining exactly what's going to happen later on in this build. Now, later in the month we are going to be able to swap special stats for free without spending levels. So, in the case of this, I'm going to move points from strength and endurance into agility and perception. This is going to allow me to get more of perks like Master Commando up to a decent level, and just have more agility perks to use in the first place. This build is, well, this character rather, is primarily a commando build, so I am definitely more interested in having those perks on here. Anywho, the important perks that we've got on here are in the perception tree. We've got Master Commando, Ground Pounder, and Tank Killer. Now, Ground Pounder is going to increase my reload speed on top of what I've already got on the gun with that extra 15%. Then we've got Tank Killer, which increases my armour penetration even further, and we've got a 9% chance to stagger the enemy. And then you've got Concentrated Fire, which, when you are using VATS, it increases your accuracy and damage per shot. I forget what it's up to, but yeah, essentially your accuracy with your VATS headshots goes up to pretty much 100% after a while. Then we've got Gun Fu, which is going to swap my targets on VATS once they're killed, and it boosts my damage up to a maximum of 30% damage to my next 3 targets. Then we've got Adrenaline, gain 10% damage per kill up to 60% for 30 seconds, and then Dodgy, just so I can avoid some damage. As I said, there's going to be more perks in this tree, there's going to be more perks in the perception tree later on. Then finally in the luck tree, we've got all our usual kind of ones for mutations. Ricochet to deflect 18% of bullets fired at me. Serendipity to avoid that 45% of all damage, and then Bloody Mess for that extra 15% damage. Now, there is other things you could put onto this build. Obviously you could try going for an initial sneak. Not really a good idea on a railway rifle. It isn't a quiet weapon, but you know, you could always get that initial shot in for some pretty serious damage. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just your basic commando build using VATS in order to optimize my damage and my accuracy. As you've all probably guessed, we're going to be testing this out on the big fella. Let's call him Jeff from now on. Let's kill Jeff. Let's just focus on his head and just unload a load of railway shots into his skull. So we've not even came out of VATS yet, and we have completely melted him before he's even managed to get up. So yeah, all steam ahead. And now we take on the Mirelurk Queen with this thing. Obviously, starting off hidden would be the best bet. I do have a critical hit in the bank, and obviously I can hit her rather, from a greater distance than my normal scenario. So as you can see, the critical hits build up in this pretty damn quick. Yeah, it's one of those weapons that I've not been using a lot because everything I use tends to be really close range in comparison. The main advantage is, since I'm primarily using VATS, I can just hide and wait for that to reload while she shoots at me from a distance, and she can't do anything from up here. And then I can just wail on her again. The weapon's not doing particularly huge amounts to her for obvious reasons. She's just heavily armoured, and this weapon has no real gimmick. The anti-armour there is not really helping, but am I killing her easily? Yeah, definitely killing her easily. And it's fun to use because you just fire a crap load of shots into her and she just takes it. So, as usual, we move on to daily ops as the last resort for these guys. Basically, the advantage this gun has is that you can use VATS to use it, and unfortunately the day we're currently in, there is the invisible enemies, which makes VATS incredibly difficult to use. So that is the kind of key problem to begin with. However, as you can see, when I'm able to hit the enemies, it's basically mincing them. The big problem with this gun, on automatic at least, is its recoil is insane. So in order to really get an effective use out of the weapon from just aiming or hip fire, you need to be like point blank and aiming directly at the enemy's feet to get anything out of it. So you do need to take that into consideration. That being said, robots are one of the more durable enemies that you get in daily ops, so the fact that it's killing them rather quickly is a very good plus point. On the usual days like freezing or the explosion ones, and with the new daily ops stuff coming in the near future where there's going to be different effects, this gun is going to be very, very good. But at the particular moment, it's not as good as it could be. I need to wait for enemies to uncloak, or I need to get particularly close to them to get any real damage done. That being said, they are uncloaking fairly quickly, and it's not as difficult as it would be on my own, but it is a bit of an annoyance if you're trying to use this gun for daily ops. But either way, it's a very, very high powered weapon, and the sound effects where it occasionally goes woo, just it makes me smile every time. I absolutely love this weapon, and it is definitely going to be in the rotation that I use. It's especially good for the specific damage, so yeah, I'm very impressed with it. But next we'll see how it does against the boss. It's going to be awkward trying to get him to appear though. So, time for a big bad boss boy. Always the most annoying thing in the robot related dungeons is the boss, and now he is bloody cloaked against a gun that I'm trying to use with that, so yeah, not fun. Now the gun seems to be doing pretty decent damage when he is not cloaked. It's actually one of the fastest killing weapons I've ever had on him. For definite, but as you can see, I still get completely minced by his gun, so there is that, but he's going down quick, so I can't complain, and we got a little bit of script out of it as well, so yeah, overall very successful gun. On an ordinary day that thing would have been dead long before then, but not a lot I can do about it on a day like this where it's cloaked. But yeah, very happy with this gun in general. So that's today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would be very pleased if you chose to click that like button, hit me up with a comment down below on what you enjoyed about today's video, and subscribe for more content from me in the future. So yeah, I do really like the railway rifle, and I hope you guys did as well. And if you want to see more videos with railway rifles, I do have some strange variants sitting in my storage. But with that, we'll catch you next time in the wasteland.